My charming and fair-minded Libra friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Our Libra this week begins with a sense of suspended balance, a feeling you know intimately but that now presses at the edges. You might notice yourself weighing options, not in the calm way that comes when life feels measured, but in a restless, almost electric way. There is a tension in the air, as if every small choice is charged with meaning. Perhaps you're aware of an unspoken longing to be seen for your strength, your vibrancy, yet also a quiet hope that you won't have to push too hard to be understood. Underneath it all, there's a subtle friction, as if you are holding your breath, waiting for a moment when the world will mirror back your own inner fire. It's not so much indecision this time, but a deep awareness that your next step could reveal something essential about who you are and how you wish to move through the world. The emotional climate feels both warm and slightly unsettled, a gentle invitation inward, paired with the hum of anticipation that something within you is ready to be claimed, even if you're not quite sure what. There's a quiet confidence simmering beneath the surface, one that may not always be visible to others, but pulses through your days in subtle ways. The Queen of Wands appears not as a title or a role, but as a living spark within you. You find yourself drawn to moments where your natural warmth and presence are needed, perhaps in conversation, perhaps in simply being there for someone who requires your steadiness. You carry a vibrant creative energy this week, a sense of being able to hold your own in any room, even if you feel slightly off balance inside. There's an urge to express yourself in ways that feel authentic, to let your passions come through in the details. A gesture, a laugh, a decision that reflects what you truly care about. Yet, with this internal fire comes a subtle tension. You may sense a growing pressure to maintain your composure, to be the one who lights the way for others even when you're seeking clarity yourself. There's pride in this, but also a quiet vulnerability, a wondering if, in showing up so brightly, you might be asking too much of yourself. Old patterns of self-doubt may flicker in the background, questioning whether the confidence you show is fully real or just a mask you wear to keep the peace. Even as your actions speak of assurance, your heart may whisper its uncertainty. The Queen of Wands energy is not about perfection, it's about showing up with the courage to let yourself be seen, even if your voice trembles or your certainty wavers. You may feel an inner call to trust your instincts, to honor what feels right for you, and to allow your natural magnetism to draw the right connections rather than forcing outcomes. There's a freedom in this, but it requires you to acknowledge both your strength and your fragility, to let both exist without apology. This inner state, with its mixture of boldness and vulnerability, sets the stage for what unfolds around you. The world responds to the energy you carry, amplifying both your confidence and your doubts. As you move through your days, you might notice that the very act of being seen, of stepping forward with your true self, creates both opportunities and moments of friction. The desire to remain composed can sometimes lead you to hold back just when you most want to speak. The tension between wanting to inspire and fearing overexposure becomes a subtle undercurrent, shaping your choices and the way you interpret others' reactions. This week, the path ahead is not a simple one. It is shaped by the delicate interplay of what you reveal and what you keep to yourself. Each moment of openness invites a ripple, both within and around you. The 8 of Swords emerges as you walk this path, not as an obstacle but as a mirror, a reflection of the pressures and limitations that arise when your inner world collides with outside expectations. There is a sense of being hemmed in, of finding yourself caught between wanting to speak your truth and fearing the consequences of doing so. The environment may feel constricting at times, as if invisible boundaries keep you from moving as freely as you would like. These pressures are not always external. Often they come from within, old fears, inherited stories, or habits of self-restraint that surface just as you're ready to break free. You may notice moments when your thoughts run in circles, rehearsing what you could have said or done differently. The friction is real, and it weighs on even the most confident part of you. There might be a sense that no matter what you choose, you risk disappointing someone, perhaps even yourself. This can be exhausting, leaving you feeling isolated in your worries even as you navigate the demands of daily life. Yet within this limitation there is movement. Each time you encounter a mental block or a moment of self-doubt, you are given the chance to see the story you're telling yourself. The momentum here is subtle. It's not about dramatic action, but about recognizing where you might be holding yourself back and gently questioning whether those boundaries are as fixed as they seem. The friction you experience is not a sign of failure, but a natural response to the edges of your comfort zone. As the pressures build, you may feel compelled to retreat, to play it safe and avoid conflict. But there is also a quiet yearning for something more, a longing to step beyond the limits you've unconsciously set for yourself. The Eight of Swords energy is not about being trapped forever. It's about noticing where you are and realizing that the door to something larger is already ajar. Each small shift in perception creates a ripple, opening space for new possibilities to emerge. Potential is not a given. It waits for you to meet the moment with your full attention. The obstacles on your path are real, and the pressures you feel are not to be minimized, but growth becomes possible when you allow yourself to see both the strength that burns within you and the patterns that keep you circling familiar ground. Conscious engagement is not about force, but about gentle clarity, seeing where you are and asking what is truly needed right now. The movement forward is not measured only by what you achieve outwardly, but by the quality of your presence with yourself and others. When you meet the week's challenges with curiosity instead of judgment, something shifts. The patterns that felt so fixed begin to loosen. A new possibility opens, not because you've conquered your fears, but because you've chosen to notice them without turning away. With the Hierophant, your potential is not about following rules or adhering to old scripts, but about connecting with the deeper wisdom that lives within and around you. There is an invitation here to seek meaning in the ordinary rhythms of your days, to find comfort in rituals that ground and connect you. Growth looks like returning to what matters most, allowing yourself to be supported by your values, your traditions, and the communities that hold you. This is not about rigid conformity. It's about discovering where you find belonging and letting that sense of connection amplify your confidence. The Hierophant asks you to open to the guidance that is already present within your own heart and in the quiet wisdom that comes from those you trust. Growth in this context is quiet and steady. It unfolds in the simple act of showing up honestly, of letting yourself be shaped by experiences rather than defined by them. The invitation is to listen, not only to your own voice but to the voices and stories that remind you you're not alone. As you do, you may find that what once felt like limitation now becomes a source of shared understanding. The path ahead is not solitary. It is woven from the connections you nurture and the wisdom you allow yourself to receive. All three energies, your inner fire, the friction of self-doubt, and the steady wisdom of belonging, intertwine as the week unfolds. The Queen of Wands brings a spark that refuses to be dimmed, shining through even when you question your strength. The Eight of Swords reflects the honest struggle of navigating pressures that feel both internal and external, reminding you that the stories you tell yourself matter. The The Hierophant offers a steady hand, grounding you in the knowledge that you do not walk alone, and that growth does not demand that you have all the answers. Together, these influences create a tapestry of experience, one in which you are both the artist and the observer. You are invited to honor the complexity of your feelings without rushing to resolve them. There is space for both your confidence and your uncertainty, for action and for pause. As the week draws to a close, let the reassurance settle in. You are enough just as you are. Each step, however small, carries meaning. The journey is not about reaching a perfect balance, but about trusting the process of learning, unlearning, and returning to yourself again and again. In that gentle rhythm, you find not only comfort, but the quiet certainty that you have what you need to meet whatever comes. Actionable insights for Libra this week. This week's emotional undertone invites you to try noticing where your confidence feels most natural and where it feels strained. You might gently allow yourself one small moment of honesty each day, even if it is just with yourself. If you feel pressured, try returning to a familiar comfort, whether that's a favorite routine or a grounding conversation. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I let my strengths and doubts sit side by side. I am allowed to pause and listen to myself. My choices matter, even when I question them. I find steadiness in my own presence. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.